People, I have some breaking news. The kind of breaking news that causes you to drop your coffee, reload your feed 10 times, and question whether you've unintentionally stumbled upon an episode of a crazy crime thriller on Netflix. Kirk Frost. That Kirk, indeed. Frost from Hip Hop and Love Atlanta. The man who is notorious for his business acumen, his messy behavior on reality TV, and his endless family problems is making headlines once more. However, this time it has nothing to do with him cheating or some dubious contract arrangement. No, we're discussing something so scandalous and incendiary that it has the streets of at the moment. There are rumors circulating that his own children, Kirk Frost, JRB, and Kelsey Frost, are involved in a murder case, which has Atlanta talking, Instagram blogs exploding, and YouTube commentators like me going crazy. And not just any case, rapper T-Hood's passing. What took place at that house? Why was a gun strangely going off, tempers erupting, and alcohol flowing? Above all, is this a cold-blooded murder, a setup, or a tragic accident? This narrative is going to get ugly, so buckle up. Big Keys is your boy. Additionally, if you don't believe that the situation in Atlanta could grow any hotter. We're going to go into a narrative tonight that reads like a Hollywood script, so buckle up. However, the reality is extremely real. We are discussing Kirk Frost's own children, JRB, Kelsey, and Kirk Frost, and how they became entangled in what is being referred to as this year's most dramatic murder case to hit Atlanta streets. I agree with you all. Social media, it is going crazy due to the combination of murder, mystery, family conflict, and reality TV links. Let's establish the scenario now. Imagine this. In Snowville, Georgia, it's a warm Friday night, and the spirit of the weekend is in the air. Bottles popping, music blaring. However, no one could have foreseen that this evening would turn tragically. Tevin T. Hood, a rising rapper from Atlanta, is the man at the center of it all. He has a voice in the scene for underground music, and regrettably, the victim of a fatal turn of events that evening. Kelsey Frost and her brother Kirk Frost were inside that house. JRB was living the story that would make headlines and stun followers all over the country. This is the messy part. According to reports, yes, the type that only come from whispers, unnamed sources, and a few people who obviously can't keep their mouths shut, Tude was at his house with Kelsey Frost, who wasn't just his girlfriend, but also seemed to be heavily involved in the night's drama. There were drinks available. There had previously been disputes brewing, and just like any story that is on the verge of becoming unmanageable, tempers rose. They spoke to each other. They raised their voices. However, no one outside the house could have foreseen the involvement of a firearm and alter things for good. Sources that are completely inside. Do not be concerned. According to their superlegic, Kelsey seized the pistol during the heated altercation. The worst part is about to come. It was never intended to be used. During a scuffle, however, the pistol went off. One shot was fired, and one life was lost. That night, in front of those closest to him, T-Hood was killed. There was turmoil, mayhem, screaming, and panic. There's more, though, because there is more to this story than a horrible event. Oh no, this has to do with cover-ups, secrets, and betrayal within the family. You see, Kelsey Frost declared her innocence in a live social media post shortly after the incident. "I didn't mean for this to happen," she declared to the Globe. "It was an accident. I didn't call anyone to hurt him." She said, "They sent the internet into a frenzy." But here's what's truly crazy. It has been reported that her brother Kirk Frost, JRB, was a party to the altercation. Remember, not as the shooter, but as the someone who might have intensified things sufficiently to ensure a terrible mishap. He bulked up at the wrong time. According to some claim he was attempting to assist. Some claim that he was completely unrelated to the shot. Who knows? And what do you know? Neither of them has been taken into custody by the police yet. Yes, exactly. While the internet is ablaze with conjecture, Atlanta's best are taking notes. Let's zoom out for a moment now. The Frosts, you are familiar with them. Atlanta's love and hip-hop dynasty on reality TV. Drama, marital arguments, business disputes, betrayals on film, and backstage mayhem have all been part of their lives. Together with his wife, Rashidita Frost, sister music producer and businessman Kirk Frost has created an empire. Enduring presence on VH1, Kirk Jr. and Kelsey, their children, have always been involved and have taken center stage at various points in time. However, cameras cannot capture this. The stakes are life and death. Abruptly, the Frost's name is more than just a source of rumors, it's homicide-related headline news. Investigating the incident's night in greater detail. A surreal scene is described by sources. T-Hood and Kelsey were allegedly fighting over alcohol when things became physical. The tension was so high that it could be cut with a knife. In the turmoil, Kelsey allegedly reached for a weapon that she said she was using for protection. However, according to the tale, T-Hood was mortally wounded when the gun discharged. The bit that has everyone talking is right here. Rumors circulated among friends and neighbors that Kirk JRB was present and possibly involved in an attempt to defuse the situation. However, some claim his actions unwittingly had a part in the shooting death. Additionally, followers started making timelines right once, assembling old postings, live streams, and even cryptic tweets, because no scandal is complete without a social media outburst. All of a sudden, Team Frost and Team T-Hood were popular. Hashtags on Instagram and Twitter. According to one fictitious investigative report, Kelsey even planned how to control what happened that night in order to keep herself and her brother safe. The heat was on while Thude's relatives accused the Frosts of hiding the truth. The true tale is buried someplace, and the rumors were vicious. Between the wild imagination, rumors, and facts. According to insiders, there were witnesses who were in the residence earlier in the evening in addition to the neighbors. The music was loud, the drinks were flowing, and it was said that disputes were nothing new. The connection between these two was unstable, but no one anticipated it would progress this far. After the gunfire, someone called the police, but Tude had already left. Additionally, no arrests have been made despite authorities confirming that Kirk, JRB, and Kelsey were present at the site. The official line, an inquiry is still underway. Translation: everything on the internet has gone crazy. Additionally, right when as dramatic as it could get, Kelsey's live remarks raised more questions than they did answers. She acknowledged that she had been drinking and that things had gotten out of hand, but she also stated that she wanted to defend herself, and the claim that she didn't ask for assistance, in essence, a concoction of public scrutiny, misunderstanding, and tragedy. Individuals are accusing, neighbors are spreading rumors, and social media investigators are creating their own proof more quickly than law enforcement can react. What does that leave us with then? Tragically, T-Hood's life was cut short and he is now deceased. Despite her claims of self-defense, Kelsey Frost is embroiled in a media frenzy. Increasing the level of suspicion, her brother, Kirk Frost, JRB, is also now entangled in the story. Was it a mishap? Was it careless? Or is there a cover-up being quietly planned behind the scenes? We're not sure yet, but there's no denying that this case has never gone viral on social media in Atlanta. Very quickly, and this is only the first part of the story. Ladies and gentlemen, there are questions that no one wants to explicitly address because of the darkness, the confusion, and the strain. What actually took place at that house? Who is really in charge? And what impact will this have on the Frost family brand in the future? Stay tuned because we'll be dissecting every twist, leak, and crazy public response that has fans going crazy in part 2. You should not miss it. Hang on tight if you thought part 1 was crazy. Welcome back, everyone. The tale really takes off at this point. In the case of T-Hood's murder, we're delving deeply into the controversy, the leaks, the rumors, and the public turmoil involving Kelsey Frost and Kirk Frost JRB. Hold on tight, for this is where real life and reality TV drama collide. Catastrophe. And the repercussions is already legendary, I assure you. Let's get started. First, the social media scene. Complete carnage. Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter were inundated with fans, trolls, and self-described investigators who analyzed each and every frame of Kelsey's life. All of the Frost family's posts and vintage love and hip-hop Atlanta video clips. Theories include that the shooter was concealed by the Froster or that it was a terrible accident. According to others, Kelsey attempted to plan the night in order to protect herself and her brother, Kirk Jr., based on leaked messages. Not to mention the most audacious assertion of all, that Kelsey's brother's presence during the turmoil may have contributed to the fatal shot being fired by her own hand while handling the pistol. Before things went south, Kelsey and Tude had been drinking a lot, according to anonymous people who were close to the incident. And let's be anyone who has ever been a part of the weekend scene in Atlanta understands that booze combined with emotion and pricey devices in your hands is a recipe for disaster. Arguments weren't new, according to witnesses, although Tude and Kelsey had a history of public arguments. This particular one took a turn for the worse that no one could have anticipated. The mixture of alcohol, insiders now refer to this combination of excitement and the high stakes of being in a public family's orbit as a perfect storm. This is when the juicy part comes. Kirk Frost, JRB, was allegedly attempting to step in when things went wrong. According to another unnamed person, a friend, who says he was in the house earlier. According to some, he was trying to defuse the situation. According to others, he might have unintentionally caused the terror that made Kelsey grasp the firearm. Timing is crucial. One insider even muttered, he wasn't firing the gun, but he was right there when it went off. Additionally, you are aware of how the internet reacts to immediate conjecture. Overnight, Reddit threads went viral. Time are being made, hand gestures and live stream footage are being examined, and there is discussion about whether Kirk Jr. should even be considered a witness or a possible accomplice. T-Hood's family, however, wasn't holding back. In public remarks, the Frost is accused of attempting to tidy up the area before the police show up. Of course, there isn't any formal proof to back up these allegations. But can you really combine a murder and reality TV celebrity? The internet doesn't always need receipts to go crazy. Memes and hashtags like #TeamHood and #FrostCoverUp began to gain popularity. Appeared before you could say drama alert. More conjecture was stoked by the contrast between Kelsey's sorrow and the family's silence. Let's now discuss investigative leaks, or at least those that seem plausible enough to be believed. Sources close to the police report claim that investigators are looking through digital footprints, ballistic data, and forensic evidence. According to one insider, Kelsey's fingerprints are all over the gun. Despite his attempts to step in, Kirk Jr. is completely assisting investigators. Another said, the shooting appears to have been an accident, but the story is jumbled. There are a lot of contradicting accounts, a lot of people with strong interests, and the public has been unrelenting. YouTube comment sections, TikTok replies, and Instagram post comments have essentially turned into a trial by jury in the current era. Not to mention the lifestyle and finances aspect, because every scandal needs a little glamour. You know, according to sources, the Frost family has been living a luxury lifestyle that is financed by brand deals, appearances, and yes, their very public character, even if they look to be reality TV royalty. According to insider information, the Frost Empire's pubs, restaurants, and musical endeavors are under severe examination. Online critics posed the question, could money and fame have influenced how quickly they acted after the shooting? Some go so far as to suggest that Kirk, JRB, and Kelsey are being protected by costly lawyers and public relations consultants who are sanitizing the story to preserve the family name as the public panic intensifies. The responses on social media have been absolutely crazy. Another Instagram post from an unidentified admirer asserted, "It's all about optics." Another TikTok user added, "Kelsey went live crying, but her brother was standing right there. Someone tell me they're not hiding something. Their stars, the Frosts, are suddenly stuck in a real-life crime drama." Naturally, there are memes going around that liken this turmoil to vintage VH1 reality TV episodes, as if it were a Love and Hip Hop Crime Edition episode. People are actually photoshopping guns and champagne bottles. The plot takes a further turn at this point. According to some leaked accounts, Kelsey Frost acknowledged that she reached for the revolver to defend herself but lost control because she was drunk. T-Hood died as a result of the accidental gunfire. She says she had no intention of killing him. Police and the public are speculating about motives as a result of Kirk JRB's purported attempts to protect her from scrutiny. Was Kelsey acting recklessly and negligently, or was she acting in self-defense? Was the matter unintentionally escalated by Kirk JRB? And above all, will the family-friendly portrayal of the Frost withstand the criticism? The public has differing views. Team Tood yells, "Justice for 2D," while Team Frost responds, "Accidents happen. Leave them alone. They're concealing the reality." And in the middle, everyone else is just eating popcorn, refreshing social feeds every 2 minutes. The narrative is chaotic, fueled by live streams, Instagram stories, leaked texts, and the relentless curiosity of internet sleuths. One insider hilariously said, "The tale writes itself." Even Netflix would consider this to be excessive if it were a script. Gwinnett County Police have acknowledged that Kirk, JRB, and Kelsey were present, that a firearm was discharged, and that 2 died at the site, but they have not made any charges. Why is law enforcement being silent in the meantime? According to sources, investigators are being methodical, going over witness statements, ballistic reports, and digital evidence before charging someone. Some speculate that this is because they are waiting for the right opportunity, while others say they are making sure the case is solid before the internet creates a different story. Fans are not letting the Frost off the hook, and the repercussions, it is already evident. The Frost brand's restaurants, bars, appearances, and TV deals are suffering in real time. Social media campaigns are threatening, boycotts are being launched, and public relations teams are in the meantime. Every public appearance by Kirk Jr. or Kelsey is scrutinized, analyzed, and openly criticized, while sponsors are silently or quietly revising their contracts. Fans are bringing old family turmoil footage back into the spotlight, saying, now we see the warning indications. The true story, according to insiders, is more complex than any headline can convey amid all of this chaos. It is said that fear, alcohol, rage, and familial loyalty all clashed in that Snowville house. And although Kelsey Frost may have handled the weapon, Kirk JRB's presence is raising, and just when you think it's over, it's not. Social media investigators, phony insiders, and reality TV fans are all contributing their own opinions. Was it an accident? Or did fear and adrenaline set off a chain reaction that no one could control? Believe me, the truth is worse than what we're being told. One source wrote on social media, "Someone is hiding something." And naturally, the internet embraced it. YouTube channels are making money off of supposition, and hashtags are trending. The public is divided, social media is blazing, and TikTok videos are going viral, with Kirk, Linnell Frost Jr., and Kelsey Frost at the center of a real-life story that is more dramatic than any written production. Although law enforcement is conducting a thorough investigation, the question of who is actually to blame for Tood's death, was it an accident, a mistake, or something more sinister, remains unresolved. Watch this video to learn more about the possible if you thought the Thai video was amazing. Part 3 is where the fallout hits full force. Reputations break, and the Frost family faces a reality that even the most experienced reality TV producer couldn't script. Fallout, legal repercussions, and the next chapter in this explosive story. Trust me, you won't want to miss how this reality TV family's image continues to unravel. This is where we delve into the legal ramifications, public indignation, and the never-ending storm surrounding Kelsey Frost and Kirk Linnell Frost. JRB. Let's start with the immediate fallout following T. Hood's tragic death. While social media is still ablaze, the conversation has become more acerbic, vile, and accusatory. T. Hood fans are unrelenting, spreading old pictures, party footage, and live streams in an effort to reconstruct the Snowville night. According to one widely shared thread, Kelsey attempted to defend herself, but her brother was right there. Someone is lying. Another, the Frost reality TV image is over. The post stated, a camera crew is not necessary for karma. Indeed, the pressure on the Frost family is unparalleled, as hashtags like #JusticeForDodd and #FrostX are trending across platforms, with thousands of people entering the conversation every hour. The stakes are high, and Kirk Frost, the patriarch, has been seen attending emergency meetings with attorneys, public relations teams, and what insiders say are damage control consultants. One source suggested that brand deals and TV appearance contracts are being reviewed or even put on hold until the legal issue is resolved. And while the public, as we observe, the family mostly stays quiet, which feeds rumors and conspiracy theories. Did Kirk JRB unintentionally make things worse? Did Kelsey really lose it? Or is a story being meticulously built to preserve the Frost legacy? Let's break down the legal angle. According to leaked inside information, investigators are looking into a number of options, including carelessness, self-defense, and accidental discharge. Gwinnett County authorities are reportedly carrying out a thorough investigation, reviewing forensic reports that include ballistic trajectories, fingerprints, and digital evidence. If you build a case methodically, charges could be filed at any time, or they could decide it was an accident, one unidentified legal source stated. However, the pressure is enormous as the public demands justice. In the meantime, some are wondering why no one has been arrested yet. Speculators on social media contend, if this were others respond, police need evidence, not Instagram threads. But here's the catch. If it were anyone else, handcuffs would be out immediately. According to some insiders, Kirk Jr. and Kelsey may be speaking the truth and admitting that it was an accident. These allegations suggest that Kelsey handled the firearm under a great deal of stress. Her judgment was compromised by alcohol, and Kirk JRB was on the scene and might have attempted to stop the gunshot but failed, was the one who killed T. Hood. Furthermore, even though it can seem like a simple solution, perception is crucial. In the realm of public opinion, where the drama erupts is in perception. In an effort to uncover secret hints, fans are analyzing every live stream, Instagram story, and previous Love and Hip Hop Atlanta episode. According to a widely shared TikTok, Kelsey's previous post implied tension by stating, "I can't take all this pressure," which led to frantic conjecture that she may have been preparing for or anticipating conflict. The internet never sleeps, and this story is its favorite midnight snack. Others analyzed Kirk Jr.'s facial expressions during family gatherings and concluded, he's always too calm. That's suspicious. Not to be overlooked is the media frenzy. The narrative is being twisted into every possible direction by news organizations, both serious and tabloid. Headlines such as "Murder Investigation, Shakes Frost Family, Empire and Through Death, Accident, or Cover-Up" dominates the feed. Reporters are recording deserted driveways and transforming silence into spectacle when they arrive outside Snowville homes. Any mistake on the part of the Frost family may turn this from a horrific tragedy into a full-blown reputational disaster. According to PR gurus, speaking about nightmares, let's discuss the societal and financial repercussions. According to reports, pubs, restaurants, and private businesses associated with the Frost name are experiencing a struck. Boycotts on social media have been staged by certain customers. Campaigns are being paused by sponsors until further information is available. Trust in brands is declining. Even small associations like local collaborations are being reconsidered, a whispering industry insider said. Public trust can erode more quickly than champagne at a high-profile party in the realm of reality TV celebrity, and it's disappearing quickly right now. Here's the twist, though. Even if law enforcement is diligently investigating and the internet is screaming guilty, the Frost family still has an opportunity to command the story, a potential plea, a civil settlement, or even collaboration with authorities. According to legal experts, might change public opinion. According to a legal expert, charges may be light if it was indeed an accident and Kelsey and Kirk Jr. cooperate completely. But any indication of carelessness might have detrimental effects. The drama doesn't end there, either. There are rumors of family strife inside the family. According to some, there are differences of opinion even among the Frosts, while other family members consider the long-term effects on their enterprise. Kirk JRB is allegedly attempting to shield Kelsey. Could the PR crisis get worse due to internal conflict? Of course. Is it possible for someone to fabricate a story for the camera? And of course, this is the largest event to yet, and reality TV stars are masters of display. What comes next? Then, experts forecast a number of outcomes. Formal accusations, a courtroom battle, or even a private settlement are all possible. Regardless of judicial rulings, memes, ideas, and other factors, the court of public opinion on social media will remain merciless. For weeks, conspiracies will take over feeds. With careful story control, the Frost brand will either endure or suffer a long-term blow to its reputation. We're going to leave you hanging here, because even though this is part 3 and the plot appears to be falling apart every day, the final details of what actually transpired that evening remain unclear. Was Kelsey Frost unintentionally shooting? Did Kirk JRB's presence cause things to go out of hand? Or is there another layer that hasn't been discovered yet, even by law enforcement? Over time, such solutions will become clear. However, for the time being, the Frosts are experiencing the visible and invisible repercussions while the rest of the world observes, debates, and judgments. Here's the last thing to remember. A volatile environment is created when tragedy, family, and fame come together. Human error, accidents, drunkenness, loyalty, and public no-reality show could adequately depict the collisions of perception. The upcoming days, weeks, and months will determine not just Kelsey Frost and Kirk Linnell Frost JRB's legal status, but also their entire public legacy. The world is watching, tweeting, and live streaming every second. Let's face it, now, internet detectives, it's your time. What do you suppose transpired in Snowville that evening? Was it a terrible mishap, a momentary error, or something much darker? Is it possible that Kelsey handled the pistol with no malicious intent? Was Kirk Jr. genuinely a bystander or an inadvertent link in a lethal sequence of events? Response: or is the story being meticulously crafted to shield one of the most well-known families in the history of reality TV? Leave your theories in the space provided below. Don't be shy. Timelines, conspiracies, warning signs, and wild guesses are what we desire. If you liked this in-depth look at the upheaval, please use the like button to let us know that you want more mystery, intrigue, and behind-the-scenes drama. You'll want to be the first to know when Part 4 of the Frost family tale and Tude case is released. So don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell. We're talking about bombshell interviews, leaked proof, and jaw-dropping insider discoveries. Keep in mind that this is more than just amusement. The world is following every step of this real-life tale of tragedy, family, and fame colliding. Will justice be served, be given service? Will the Frost name endure, or will they be completely consumed by the internet? Time and our unrelenting reporting will do the trick. Tell so, pay attention, remain vigilant, and fasten your seatbelt. It's the Frost family drama, which is only becoming warmer.